Autumn, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. This is my first LA interview. I'm very excited.
Oh, great.
Tell me a little bit about what you do at OMD.
Great. So I am head of digital for the West Coast. So I work across all of our client teams and our clients' business in the West Coast. So a lot of entertainment, we have a little bit of automotive, some CPG, some retail, various things like that.
Let's talk about mobile a little bit and how it's changed the business here on the West Coast over, say, the past 24 months.
I think with mobile, it's becoming the primary device, right? So it's everyone's trying to figure out how do you create advertisement for mobile that's not going to be pesky and annoying. It's going to be in the right environment, but it's still going to be highly visible. It's going to be appropriate for the platform that it's being consumed upon, meaning Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it may be. So that's still a little bit tricky because most brands still have their 15 and their 30-second ad, and they're like, okay, here you go.
So you mentioned OMD, you work with a number of different vertical categories. And tell us a little bit about the differences between, say, how entertainment uses mobile and how auto, for instance, or CPG.
So it's dramatically different for the entertainment clients versus the automotive clients. Entertainment, it's all about tune-in if it's a television client. So we're using a lot of the audio content recognition, the video content recognition players in the space to try and get cross-screen or find out what they're actually viewing and then tie it back to tune-in. So that's really key for those clients. Whereas automotive, it's a little bit more around engagement, right? It's using a configurator, it's getting them to know the vehicle and kind of engage with the unit versus just a video complete.
One of the trends that I've sort of seen emerge at agencies is kind of a conflict between the need to deliver results immediately and also the need to experiment and maybe fail a little bit. How do you reconcile those two sort of competing interests if you see them at your shop?
Oh, we definitely do. I mean, there's always the bottom line that has to be met. But a lot of our clients have learned that you need a test and learn budget or an innovation budget. So we have gone into several different clients and we've had innovation days and the outcome has been a roadmap. All right, what are we going to do next? How much of our budget is going to be test and learn? And experimenting with new things.
How are clients on the West Coast handling issues of brand safety and viewability and ad fraud?
Well, after YouTube blew up brand safety, poor YouTube, our agency took a very hard stance. We're like, you know what, here is everything that we have in place to combat this. A lot of things we already had in place. We partnered heavily with Integral Ad Science across the network and Double Verify and Moat, just whatever the client's preference is, just to make sure that everything is very safe. On top of that, we've developed inclusion lists to make sure that we're not just running on any site, it's being validated.
Hiring is a big challenge. I would imagine with all this data, with all the technology that you're dealing with, you have to bring in some different folks. Tell us a little bit about how you're handling that challenge of recruiting.
In LA, it's a little bit easier. We have an outreach program, first of all, where some of our directors go to some of the different schools in the area and kind of talk about media and talk about what we do and kind of, you know, get the kids thinking about it. And then when they come out, we'll usually have a couple of interns a year, and so we try to, and we've wound up hiring them. There's a long way to go, but it's definitely lended itself to some interesting results.
Well, that was an interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Autumn.
Thank you.
Pleasure.